This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. As the days get shorter and colder, it can really take a toll on how we feel. Maybe that means calling your grandma, writing a letter to your friend, finally grabbing lunch with someone you haven't seen in a while. And just like reaching out to a friend, starting therapy can take a bit of courage. BetterHelp makes it easy to start therapy. You'll be matched with a licensed therapist based on your needs and preferences so you can focus on your growth and goals. Not happy with your match? You can switch therapists anytime with no hassle. This month, don't wait to reach out, whether that's checking in on a friend or reaching out to a therapist yourself. BetterHelp makes it easier to take that first step. And our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/PFF. That's betterhelp.com/PFF.
The Browns and the Jets.
Barn burner.
This was a football game.
We got to play teams from Ohio every week.
This was a football game.
It was.
Technically, it was a football game. The Jets win 27-20. Top 5 grade players that we had for the New York Jets here. After selling off Quincy Williams and Sauce Gardner. Who needs them? Linebacker Jamie Sherwood at the top of the list with an 80.9. Safety Malachi Moore, 74.5. Offensive guard Joe Tippmann is 73.6. Running back Breece Hall, still on the team, 73.0. Linebacker Quincy Williams, 70.8. Justin Fields in this one, 45.7. On Cleveland side of things, safety Grant Delpit was at the top of the list with an 82.2. Defensive tackle Mason Graham an 82.1. Cornerback Tyson Campbell a 79.1. Safety Ronnie Hickman Jr. a 76.6. And then offensive guard Joel Bitonio with a 75.1. Dylan Gabriel in this one with a 63.5. Dalton Satt told the story.
Well, the Jets just made 3 game-defining plays all in the same game. You had the Kenny Nwangwu kick return touchdown. You had the Isaiah Williams punt return touchdown right after a Browns 3-and-out right after that. And then later in the second half, you had the Jets, basically their only pass play of significance in this game, a screen to Breece Hall that he housed for a 42-yard touchdown.
Their passing chart, just the stats are insane in this game.
If you take out that Hall touchdown, they had 0 net passing yards. That Breece Hall touchdown on the screen is the only play they made through the air all day, and that's through the air because there's not very much air there. It might as well have been a run. No, the Jets they're basically an academy school in the NFL.
Okay, but they're not, though, because what you're saying is absolutely true.
I mean, Fields threw 11 passes, and 4 of them were screens or something?
Okay, but hold on. My most disappointing in this game is the lack of Fields' designed runs.
Oh, well, yeah.
He had 5 total designed runs in this game. He had 2 total designed runs before the fourth quarter, Dalton. This isn't an academy school offense. I don't know what it is. If Justin Fields isn't in the game to run the ball, why is he in the game? Why is he the starting quarterback? There's no way you could tell me that's the best version of what you can go out and get on this team.
It's the idea.
The idea of what?
The idea
of him being able to run the football. It is not that crazy to me that Justin Fields is the starting quarterback of this team. It is crazy to me that Justin Fields is the starting quarterback of this team and they will not run with him. Why else is he there? He had 3 designed runs in the fourth quarter. Before the fourth quarter, he had 2 total designed runs. 2. You were up in the game. You got a punt return and a kick return for a touchdown.
That's winning football right there.
How are you not running option, QB power, RPO, like every play? If this was a triple option offense, I'd feel great about it. I'd be totally chilling. I'd be cool. It's not. That's what when I went back and I watched this game and I saw the stats of it, that's truly the part of everything that happened in this game. That is the part that blows my mind the most.
And they won.
Anyways, go ahead. Keep going.
Who needs passing yards? Who needs
Apparently not
football?
the Jets.
Just hand it off to Breece Hall.
Who needs passing yards? Who needs rushing yards?
Breece Hall does.
Not the Jets.
He needs a handful. No, and he just needs a screen or 2 to house here and there. Listen, we'll just win games on special teams. It's fine. We were losing games on special teams earlier this year. This is a turnaround.
It is.
Just do it backwards. Fix the third phase first, and then get to the other 2.
You got to build the fundamentals.
Yeah. Good fundies.
Good fundies.
You know I love good fundies.
It's true.
Absolutely, as Keith Hernandez would say. Anyway, What do you got for us? What do you got on your side? What told the story for you other than the non-academy school?
No, I mean, the Jets' special teams told the story because they scored 14 points before the offense even touched the ball. I mean, that's totally the story in this game because you win by 7 points.
It's Jet football right there.
Yeah, it's 100% Jet
Don't draft a quarterback. Just draft good special teamers.
You had mentioned it, and I would have mentioned it if you didn't. But outside of the Breece Hall 42-yard reception that goes for a touchdown, you take that away, the next most passing yards that they had in a single play was 4 yards. So without these 2 special teams touchdowns, this game stinks. If you look at just what is the repeatable plays, like the things that you could go, okay, we could build off of this for next week.
Nope.
I don't know what you got for the Jets. I don't on the offensive side of the ball, I don't know what you have. Defense, they play with their heart on their sleeve, and they play really well. I can get to that if you want me to talk about that.
I can do it too. I mean, honestly, defensively, to me, what I've seen is since Jermaine Johnson got healthy, they've gotten a lot better defensively. I think that's an impact guy, especially when you talk about the front and run defense and everything he does off the edge. That's somebody who has made a difference, and a guy who made the difference in this game. He wasn't in our top 5 because he's not a great run defender, but I got to shout him out. Trevor, Will McDonald had 4 sacks in this game.
I know.
He had an 80.9 pass rush grade. So if you're wondering why you didn't see him on that board there in the top 5, as he's kind of always been since he was drafted, not a great run defender. But, man, you get him ahead in these games, you get him rushing the passer, the classic Will McDonald spin move, that was on in this game for sure. And you picked the right offensive line to have a big day against. We've seen this with this Browns offensive line, but 7 pressures, 4 sacks. I'll take a 16% pass rush win rate all day for Will McDonald. But I think that's the other part of getting Jermaine Johnson back is, okay, on one side, I've got a really good run defender in Johnson. On the other, if we get an obvious pass, I got Will McDonald. There's something of a blueprint here. And there was talks about Jermaine Johnson being traded as well, and they decided to keep him. Look, he's still a really young player with a lot of talent. They might just keep him around long term and go, you know what, this is a guy for us, right? And both of these guys, really. If you could, I think you could add one more who's kind of a two-way guy who's a good run defender to rotate McDonald in and out at times. But I mean, these two guys Johnson's made an impact ever since he's come back, and he's changed his front 7 the way that he's been playing. And then McDonald as a pass rusher, these are the games you like to see from him with these kind of dominant efforts.
My most impressive is Quincy Williams. Quincy Williams has 7 tackles in this game, 1 sack, 2 tackles for loss. He played on 71% of the team's defensive snaps. Quincy, earlier this week, watched his brother get traded, and then 24 hours later, he was told that he was benched. And from his words, the coaches said that he has not – from what he said, the coaches told him that since training camp, he has been underperforming, is I believe the word that they used. So he's in a situation where – he's already kind of going through like, okay, his brother gets traded, that sucks. And then 24 hours later, he kind of gets benched. It feels like out of nowhere. And he handles himself like a pro. He goes out there when his number is called. He led the team. Well, he was close to the team lead in total tackles. I don't know if he was at the top of the list, but he was close to it. He got a sack in this game. He was very impactful. And then afterwards, he basically, like after the game, I probably would have been acting a fool if I gave the people who benched me a massive I told you so type of a game. And instead, he was just like, hey, the motivation was to prove to people that I'm still the player that I think I am. And he said it in a way where he wasn't being a jackass about it. And I'm saying that I probably would have been a jackass about it. So he's my most impressive, not just for the way that he played, but the way that he handled himself clearly this week, getting ready for this game, executing what he needed to do during the game, and then how he handled himself after the game. That's a leader. That's a dude that you want on your team.
And you're right, benched and only starting because the rookie out of Miami, Kiko Mauanoa, was out with an injury. Williams would not have been starting if Mauanoa was healthy. So now he goes right in alongside Sherwood, probably where he should be, and he has a great game. That's good to see, especially in the defensive effort it took to get this win. For Quincy to go out and kind of have a mini internal revenge game there. I mean, he's a good player, and he's another one who was likely on the trade block, and they just couldn't find the right deal for him. But no, it's good to see that after, you're right, a rough week that he had to come out and play as well as he did. That's big time.
We've talked a lot of Jets. Anything on the Browns side of things?
I just think, I know Dylan Gabriel, look, he hasn't played well, and he's going to get a ton of the blame as quarterbacks do, but the Browns offensive line just they don't give him a chance. They don't give them a chance to succeed. Tommy Reese as the play caller, obviously trying to get the ball more to Jerry Jeudy. I thought the Browns maybe had an opportunity to run the ball better in this game, but no matter who the quarterback is, and that's going to come up this offseason again with next year's draft and the Browns picking top 5 to 7 or whatever, they just, this offensive line is going to be a whole big project this offseason and probably beyond that.
We can see Shedeur this year or what? Kind of doesn't feel like it.
It doesn't feel like it.
Because Kevin Stefanski was asked after the game, like, hey.
Well, he was.
That was kind of like the guy.
I mean, I don't even think he did that. He basically was just like, nah, Dylan's our guy.
No. I'm saying the reporter was asking him a question. He's like, hey. And that's essentially what he was asking. Is like, are we going to see Shedeur or what? And because he said, he was like, have you thoughts on Gabriel and, whether you're going to make a quarterback change or whatever. And Kevin Stefanski, without missing a beat, was like, no, Gabriel's a starter. No. So I don't. It sure doesn't sound like they're anywhere close to giving Shedeur a shot. But we get a couple more weeks into this. You kind of owe it to yourself to do that, right? Because if you get 2 or 3 more weeks into this and Gabriel, because here's the thing with Gabriel, he is learning the pro game. And I absolutely want to give him a reasonable amount of time to be able to do that. But Dalton, he started 63 games in college. It's not like he started 14 games and now he's in the NFL and so he's still kind of like learning how to be a starter. He's seen a lot of live football as a starter. So I think the conversation for Dillon Gabriel is different than it is for a player who maybe is a true junior, plays really well, or a redshirt junior plays really well 1 year in college, jumps to the NFL, and you got to have a lot more patience with him. Dillon Gabriel's kind of seen it. And so, I think that you get 2-3 more weeks of sort of just standard what we have seen from Dillon Gabriel. I think you owe it to yourself to put Shedeur out there for the last 4 weeks of the season.
Yeah, I mean, we're not behind the scenes. We don't see whatever it is.
And it's true, too, of course.
And Tommy Reese now calling the plays, whatever they see now in action there in Cleveland behind the scenes. But, I mean, I'm of the opinion now, and you know me, I love Shedeur. I think he has a lot of potential, but this team, they have no offensive line, they have no receivers. Mm-hmm. So I don't really think it matters. Even next year, if they take a quarterback in the first round,
well, that's the thing.
It's going to be ugly.
I don't think they're going to win with Shedeur. But you kind of got to know something of what you haven't going into the offseason.
Just in case he's good, yeah. I mean, that's sort of
or
thing,
just in case he's terrible, and you're in a situation to pick a quarterback. So, anyways. We'll obviously continue to talk more about the Browns because I think the offseason is going to be more important for them.